Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a major bombshell today about Judge Chutkan and Jack Smith that you do not want to miss, okay? We have breaking news in this case. Donald J. Trump just got a major legal victory, which we will be discussing heading into his inauguration, which is set to take place in 11 days. Donald J. Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America, making Donald J. Trump finally completed the official best political comeback in U.S. history. Before we dive in, we're going to read the Bible and pray because God comes first. Amen. Comment amen down below if you believe that God comes first. Today's Bible reading is Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Amen. So comment amen down below, my brothers and sisters. And now, let's jump into this bombshell about Judge Chutkan. So we have a major update. Judge grants dismissal of Trump's Jan 6 case. Let's tune in, my friends.
Hello, I'm Ed O'Keefe in Washington. Welcome to America Decides. We start tonight with a major legal victory for President-elect Donald Trump.
That's usually not something you hear ABC News say, but a major legal victory for Donald J. Trump by ABC News. This is awesome, guys.
Special counsel Jack Smith had hoped to prove in court that the then outgoing president had tried to subvert the 2020 presidential election and incited a riot at the U.S. Capitol. Almost 4 years later, the court of public opinion handed Trump back the keys to the White House, and today, faced with the Justice Department's policy shielding presidents from prosecution, Smith filed a motion to dismiss the election interference and classified documents cases. Late today, Judge Tanya Chutkan granted the dismissal of the January 6 case. We're waiting to hear about the classified documents one down in Florida. Joining us now, we will start off with Scott McFarland here in Washington and Katrina Kaufman in West Palm Beach. Scott, good to see you. What led to this decision to dismiss, and what does it mean going forward for the legal issues facing the president-elect?
To be clear, this was no surprise. This was expected.
Oh yeah, this was no surprise. Oh, really, dude? What, for 4 freaking years they've been going after Trump? This is a surprise that Trump gets any legal victory. They were trying to say that Trump was going to go to prison. That Trump was, can Trump run for president behind bars? That was a serious conversation we were having. So no, dude, it was a surprise.
For a case that made history, this broad federal prosecution of a former U.S. president for election conspiracy, it sure does end with a whimper. Just a little 6-page filing from Jack Smith ending this chapter of American history.
Crazy.
What he says, though, in that very brief filing is that this is not a statement about the strength of the case, that the case wasn't weakened, that the case didn't have flaws, but that you simply cannot prosecute a sitting president, that the Constitution precludes that the Department of Justice won't.
But why is Judge Merchan able to sentence Trump then, right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Because Judge Merchan's about to sentence Trump tomorrow. And there's going to be no penalty, but they're going to call Trump a convict now. It's so crazy.
Not allow that. So this case, he says, must be dismissed, not paused, but dismissed, because he's making the argument that having this over the president's head for a few years until he leaves office is also an undue burden. So the judge, in very short order, agreed to dismiss it without prejudice, which legal analysts tell us means Trump may still seek to pardon himself to avoid any future exposure after his presidency.
Interesting. Katrina, you were there.
That's a fair point. I actually hadn't heard anybody say that Trump could pardon himself so that he doesn't have to deal with this stuff after the fact, so that Letitia James can't go after him after he gets out of office again. God, what a crazy scenario we're in.
Monitoring the Trump transition from the CBS News offices in West Palm Beach.
Now we actually have a major bombshell report. Judge Cannon overstepped to shield Trump from Jack Smith report on alleged criminal activity. This is crazy, guys. Now all of a sudden the judges are like siding with Trump. It's like we're seeing a major shift here.
With 12 days to go until Donald Trump is inaugurated and he begins to clean house at the Justice Department, the race is on to salvage what remains of special counsel Jack Smith's 2 criminal cases against Trump. All that is left is the special counsel's 2-volume report outlining the investigation and charging of both the 2020 election interference case against Trump and the criminal case over Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents. Today, the special counsel's office revealed that Attorney General Merrick Garland is planning to release part of the report to the public, the volume about Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election. But the fate of even that much of the report now rests at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Back with me now are MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin and Mark Joseph Stern, senior writer for Slate Magazine. Lisa, why can't the Attorney General just release this report?
Because Judge Cannon, who is Judge Aileen Cannon of the Southern District of Florida, she was the judge who had the Mar-a-Lago documents case before she decided that it was unconstitutional for a special counsel to have brought that case in the first place. Nonetheless, she decided yesterday that she was going to temporarily enjoin the Attorney General, Jack Smith, and anybody working with either one of them, not only from releasing the final report, and by that she didn't distinguish between the volumes.
Because they're all bundled together into one big volume.
Final report. So even though she doesn't have jurisdiction technically over that portion of the report that
the January 6th,
the January 6th case, she enjoined the release of the report and also said to them, you can't even disseminate or convey to people the contents or information of the report in any way beyond the Department of Justice. That means Merrick Garland can't release the report without being in noncompliance with the court order.
So this now goes...
It's just absolutely insane. I mean, they should just drop it at this point. I mean, the fact that Jack Smith is still trying to go after Trump right now, it's just berserks. It's banana. I don't know if you guys saw this clip of Trump and Obama talking, but apparently a lip reader reveals that Trump told Obama they would need to find a quiet place later in the day to discuss a matter of importance. At one point, Trump leaned toward Obama and said, "I've pulled out of that. It's the conditions." Can you imagine that? How crazy is that? That a lip reader actually found out what he said, and Obama's cracking up. Have you ever even seen Obama laugh this hard? Trump is like the best at talking with his enemies. You know what's kind of crazy is Judge Chutkan actually blocked President Trump from accessing key discovery necessary to defend himself in that case. That's actually crazy. Yeah, this is the judge that is, I assume, is responsible for a lot of those people who did end up in prison, who did participate in that day. And she was born in Jamaica. She went to University of PA Law School, attorney at David Bois law firm, served as DC public defender, appointed by President Obama. President Obama in 2014. Very interesting, right? She said there have to be consequences for participating in an attempted blank of the government beyond sitting at home. Very interesting. So people are saying that she should disqualify herself. No question. You know what's crazy is that Trump actually promised pardons for those people in the first hour of his second term. So Trump is actually doing a reverse on what it seems like Judge Chutkan worked so hard to do. It's actually pretty nuts that Trump, you know, is going to be doing that. So anyways, guys, major bombshell update today about Judge Chutkan. Let me know your thoughts on this one down below, guys.